Good morning, everyone. I'm here to do a reading. It's been coming together a little bit this morning as I've been cleaning and organizing as we're getting ready here in this part of Canada back to school, and I'm going back to work after my summer vacation. So welcome to my channel if you're new. I started recording already and I became overwhelmed. I was very, very hot, and I needed to get a fan and get a drink and reset myself here. Also, Archangel Muriel or Angel Muriel came through, and I've never heard of this angel before, and I really wanted to research her. I did feel she was a feminine energy, to better understand why she was here. And I shouldn't have been shocked, but she is the angel that brings in emotional healing and balance and represents the month of June. So for those Cancers out there, that's my son's date of birth, month of birth, I guess. Sorry. So he's here today, and he's going to support us as that masculine energy for those of us who are going to enter into this new stage here of growth. We're ready to step into a new part on our journey here, and I'm just so excited to be channeling here for us today. And when she was coming through, I was reading the card here. So elemental balance, harmony, centeredness, reverence, number 3. And I was also talking about the importance of I channel for twin flames. All right. So I trust that those who are guided to my channel will hopefully be twins that potentially have the same outlook. I'm hearing the same codes and vibrations. We may not see everything the same way, and that's fine, but it's more about the code and the vibration that we carry to support each other, because I was channeling how as a soul group we are needing to pull each other in right now to assist one another to step into this new frequency. But I'm hearing there's going to be a shift as well from one wave to another. So some of us are going to be moving into a new wave, a new grouping, and be more with people that are like-minded. So that means others will continue on their journey in a different path and a different way, and that's completely fine. We wish them love and light and wish them all the very best. So let's give a second here for the separation to occur. And what that means is your counterpart is ready to match your energy, is ready to step up in the way that they might have been lacking in order to be able to come with you on this journey. So some of you might have been quote unquote waiting. When I say waiting, you're not just sitting at home waiting, doing nothing. Okay, that's not what I mean. It just means that you were doing you while this other person was doing what they needed to do in order to hopefully figure out what they want in life, what they need to heal, to have more clarity, to have more of a vision for their future. And so they are getting a better sense of that. And so they are now ready to face, I think, another chapter here. And of course, it has to do with healing and growth. Twins aren't here to, these aren't easy missions. It's not that it's better, it's just that it's different. And it requires a lot of love, a lot of forgiveness, and all those virtues and all those spiritual concepts that may have been lost as you kind of grew as a soul with all the different things that we've encountered here and all these different incarnations. You've been, and we come here to learn, and that's the whole point of it. But this wave and a lot of the twins that I channel for, I feel, are the ones that are coming back to wholeness within themselves as part of that original blueprint. Okay. Each twin flame couple holds prescribed codes for themselves and for the grid and for the area where they reside. That means physically and in the spiritual energetic planes as well. Okay, there isn't another twin flame couple like yours. You are unique. We are all unique. We represent God, source, light, energy, and we all have prescribed missions with those prescribed codes. Okay, so they're different for everyone. You need to do your inner work. I'm not going to be channeling those specific things today. It's more collectively and general messages that are probably similar across the board for many of us, but certainly I hope that everything that I've shared today has assisted you with your growth and learning. If you've had questions, or if you had doubts or fears or worries about anything, don't worry. Your twin's doing great. They received a heart activation earlier, and I think that's at the very moment where I start to feel really hot. So we know that heat or cold when we do energy healing is quite normal. It's just important to take care of yourself, and I just needed to rest a little bit before continuing. So it's a huge opening here, and it's going to allow for more healing, and they're going to be ready to share more love with you. Okay, so they're ready after a period of contemplation, and trepidation was another word that I heard earlier. And that's just a sense of being unsettled, worrying about, I think, what's to come, not knowing 100% how you feel and what you're going to say in response to some of the things you've gone through, some of the ways this person has acted, some of the choices they made, and that's a very normal feeling. And for the longest time, it held them kind of in a stagnant position. It held them stuck, but they're not stuck anymore, because I already feel like they're in motion. They understand what this union's about, what this love's about. So many of them were confused and didn't understand that this was your union, because it has a lot of difficult feelings and emotions, and it attracts a lot of karmic energy, because those karmic contracts come to the surface to clear. So you have an opportunity to get it right, to fix whatever requires fixing, depending on what type of karma is present within that relationship, okay, or connection. So that's difficult, and very often that's why separation happens, okay? So you need to be able to do your work, that person needs to do their work, and once that enough of that clearing has occurred, then you can re-examine, I think, each other's position in union and make decisions about how you want to move forward in life. Doesn't mean that you need to be together, doesn't mean you need to take the person back. It's different for everyone. Take whatever messages for yourself, how it resonates for your own life. Okay, if it doesn't, then that's okay. Just release it, but don't speak in negative ways. Don't think negative about it. Just release, okay? We really have to improve our ability to be in a position of not judging others. That's really hard. And when I speak, it's for me too. I do it as well. It's not like nobody's perfect, right? We are here to support each other. So yeah, so they understand now that you are their twin. Okay, now they might not use this term, but whatever term or that they would have attributed this love, it's true to them. It's true to your union. Okay, so the divine energy has also been reignited within this person, so they understand more about God's source, light, energy, divine consciousness. Okay, they're researching ascended masters, spiritual concepts, and here resurrecting through the air and consciousness of the one true source. Yeah, see, this is the foundation now. It wasn't necessarily conscious before for you when you were together. It was still embedded within you, okay? It was probably more dormant at the time, but you're more aware now. Both of you are more aware, which gives it more power and strength, in my opinion. So this selenite is a manifested projection of your timeline, your future, okay? And this is what's to come. So, the amethyst is a master healer and protector, and it's guiding us here, okay? So they are creating a clean slate here, a fresh, clean new beginning. I saw this when I pulled the card as like a brand new blank canvas for art. And they are wanting to develop that portrait with you because they can't do it alone because they don't know how you feel yet because you haven't had that conversation. Okay. I channel mostly for people in separation close to a reunion in the physical. So here we go with this Temperance card. The guides are assisting with this Temperance, which has brought clarity, and this is what they want to bring you. They're going to talk about how their heart feels. They're going to talk from a heart space. They're going to talk about their feelings where they were scared to do this before. They're not scared anymore. Well, they're scared, nervous, but it's not the same fear. The previous fear was so embedded, it was like crippling them. They felt too vulnerable, and they needed to do a lot of inner child healing because I almost feel like I could see the wounded child within this masculine here, or within this energy. So that's the work that's been done in the last little while, but there's been big breakthroughs lately. They feel empowered, they feel more mature, they feel older, they stepped into their thicker skin, adult skin, I guess. And it feels very light and airy. It feels much better than even when we started here. Smoky quartz, it's directing the energy, okay, for us to be able to step into this position of power where we do need to communicate from a higher consciousness, okay? So we're going to have more mature conversations. They feel enlightened to that. They feel more comfortable with that. They know it's going to be hard, but they don't feel juvenile about it. And I don't mean that in an insulting way. I mean it in an actual energetic way, in a emotional development way, where we are stunted where our trauma lies. So say you were traumatized as a youth, you operate at that level until you heal that. You might look like an adult, but emotionally it's not really like that. So that is through concepts of therapy. There's different types of therapy out there to help with this. And for the most part, these twins would have done a lot of this work already. Okay, and there's still more work to be done. However, the energetics and the couples, the people are set, and their developmental, their emotional state of being is at a place where it can support this type of work now. So I'm seeing like marriage counseling. I'm seeing people sitting together, talking, holding their hands. I'm seeing people crying. I'm seeing people hugging. But it feels liberating. It feels free. Okay. So where they were guarded before, which prevented them from coming forward, or the divine is blocking them because they weren't going to be coming forward properly. So there would have been some delays, and that's okay, because you don't want, and the divine doesn't want, and your higher selves don't want any more setbacks. Because for these twins, for those who are ready, and for those who are watching my channel today or receiving these messages today, the planetary alignment is as such that it's going to allow for a massive breakthrough here. So when all the stars are aligned, so to speak, this is when everything is going to flood in and all the supports occur together. Divine timing is ignited. That karmic wheel starts to turn, that wheel of fortune. Karma doesn't mean bad. It just means, what's intended. So depending on what you've brought in, that's what will come through. The violet flame we channeled yesterday, that the divine counterparts, some of you are carriers of this energy. You embody it naturally and you share it with the world. But you don't need to be that type of being to be able to benefit from this energy. You can use it. There's lots of information out there about it. All you need to do is call it in, okay? I call it in through Archangel Zachdiel. I've never channeled the Ascended Master Saint Germain. I've always channeled through Archangel Zachdiel. Do what feels comfortable for you. But just know that that violet flame is surrounding the fields beautifully, and everything's aligned the way that it needs to be in order to safeguard what's coming, in order to support you as you're transitioning out of this phase into a new phase of communication. You're going to be in a very different place by Thanksgiving, even Christmas, okay? This person has had visions about what they want those holidays to look like. Brand new beginning. They're not confused anymore, okay? There's no more setbacks. They won't allow it. They want to work together with you. They've heard about the work, the energy healing work that you do. It made them nervous before. They're a little bit less nervous. They're still a bit nervous because they just don't know what it's all about. But they're curious and they're anxious to hear more about it. I think the nervousness is more in a way that they might have disappointed you by not supporting you, or if they don't really believe in some of these things, they feel like it'll hurt you. It's important for you to be ready to receive information like that and not let it hurt you, because it's okay to be different. It's okay to have different beliefs. Okay, it's all in how you live together and can live together and be together. For some people, that's not something that they would feel comfortable with, having a partner that is like that. And if that's you, then okay, then this wouldn't be the person that you're meant to, or that you want to live your life with as a partnership, as a companion, and that's okay. For me, I've stepped away from thinking that my partner needs to be like me and agree with everything I say or be similar to me. I don't feel that way. For me, it's more about the love and the heart, and because that love was ignited, the mind, is sorting things out from the outside, but from the inside, that heart space has always felt the same. And no matter what's happened, it hasn't changed, even though there's been a lot of hurt, a lot of confusion. And for me, I'm just going to take things one step at a time and take things very slow. And communication is key for me. I'm still hoping to be able to talk about some of these things so I can, explain this to this person, to my person, that, you don't need to be like me. You don't need to believe in this stuff. You don't need to, I just don't want them to be scared, because there's nothing wrong with it, and I want to have the opportunity to clarify if there's any questions. If they're completely fine with it, that's great. I think they might be curious and want to learn more, and maybe there are similarities between the two of you, and you will work together and it'll be amazing. But, everyone, like I said, template's different. So just be supportive and be open-minded to potential differences. Don't let that be a barrier, because I don't think we're meant to be the exact same. Okay. However, there will be a lot of similarities. Okay. It's just that usually one is more spiritually awoke than the other. That's all. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. All right. Let's see if there's any other messages. I think this was an area that needed tempering before, this masculine could come through and talk to you. This is why they were so guarded. I think lots of people were coming to them, sharing all these different things, and not necessarily in a bad way. There was just so much chatter about the things that you were into, or the way that you changed, maybe. And they still feel like they need to protect themselves a little bit. And that could still be things from past lives where, there were things that occurred, or misuse of power, or a misunderstanding, some trauma here. So there's still some looking into that's required, because do you see how this is looking back? Okay, I didn't read this card. I spoke of you positively and my love for you with friends and work people. Okay, I'm getting yes, but not always, right? So I think this person's concerned that the times that perhaps he or she didn't might get back to you, might have gotten back to you, yes or no, but they understand that you're very loving, that you're very... you have the ability to forgive, and you're not about drama, and it's not that you let people hurt you or get away with things, but if this person apologizes and owns up to what they did and acknowledges the mistake and wants to fix it, then they know you have the capacity to do the work, is all I'm saying. It doesn't mean that you're going to take them back. It just means that I think they understand and know that being guarded hasn't gotten them anywhere, and being ignorant as well. Ignorance is dangerous. Just because things are different or you don't know something doesn't mean it's bad. Okay? And it's okay to be perhaps unsure, but I would challenge you to step into that and lean into those feelings and ask questions and learn about it rather than come from a place of judgment. Okay, I faced a lot of that, so I myself needed to do a lot of work and not allow that to scare me out of being who I am. And that's been very difficult for me. And I think this person knows that. This is something that happened in your union, okay? They're very aware that they weren't always positive when it came to this. And in the past, though, I feel like there's a changing of the guards as well, I'm hearing. So they know that they have to switch up the way that they've been. The other thing I'm getting is they know by having you back in their life, all this comes with it. And I don't think they always understood what that would be like, what that meant, or what it could mean. So I think they're much more relaxed, much more comfortable now, because I think they've done a lot of work and research on their own, and they feel like they were always appropriate, and they feel bad. And I think that's the heart chakra opening there. My throat just cleared as well. So it's going to allow for more enlightenment, more love to be emanated from that heart space. And they love you. And it's back to them they're showing me what I was describing for myself earlier with the heart. They have their hand on their heart and they have their eyes closed and they're just thinking about how much they love you. And that's what matters the most to them. That's what matters the most. And so moving forward, there's a lot of conversations to be had and a lot of things to unpack, but you can do it. I have faith in you. Just take your time. Take as many breaks as you need as well. It's not going to be easy to come together to start these conversations. You're going to need to, step into that energy and then spend some time on your own again, just to make sure that you're okay to allow some time to process still and see how it feels as you move through, okay? But you're ready. We're birthing that right now. Okay, we're birthing that right now. They feel very lonely this weekend. They feel like they don't like when they don't hear from you, when they don't know really what you're up to. I feel for some feminines, if you've been the one that's been the one checking in and making sure that there's, that kind of line that's open, you might have taken a step back just to kind of focus on yourself for a little while. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes I'm a lot more present in my counterpart's life than other times. But certainly my heart is always, and my energy is always very positive as much as I can. And I do share love as much as I can as well when I feel like I can share. And sometimes I just focus on myself, and that's okay too. All right, so we're going to provide some healing here in all the ways that they would have misunderstood all of this in the past, because they're ready and they want to move forward here. So let's see. Yeah, they want to be able to work together with you, right? And this brand new beginning has always been safeguarded. So if you were worried about them still loving you or not understanding the love or not knowing if you're twins, they know, and it's all safeguarded here by the divine, and it will all come to light in the exact prescribed way for each union that's out there, okay? But it is your responsibility to work in tandem with that divine source light energy, Okay, you can't just sit there and not do any work and expect everything to happen. Okay, and you can't just do the work in the spiritual realm or in the energy work. You need to be active physically as well. Okay, and that just means live your life. That's all that means. And for many people, you're ready to step into that light now. And that new beginning that they want is with you, and it's very, very passionate. Very, very passionate. And their priority is going to be to come to you to talk to you about this passionate new beginning. They understand more about these spiritual concepts. So now I'm channeling a different group, okay? That's some of your counterparts really, really had a huge awakening, and they know all the downloads I'm seeing, like the Akashics, but I'm seeing the temple. When I see that, it's each individual's sacred area, and all, like, that's your sanctuary, and you go in there to pick up things, and I'm seeing this person doing work day after day at night in meditation, and all the downloads are pouring in, and they're smiling, and they're putting their hands in the air up to source, and they have their eyes closed. Some of them are crying, and it's joy. It's a sense of coming back home. And if you've experienced this, you'll know what I'm talking about. And it's so touching. And when you're touched by the divine like this, and when you're touched by true love, this true love, and your wholeness, your light, that's what happens. And I feel like there was an experience that this person had that was similar to that. And that led to their researching many other things. And it's like Pandora's box. You open it up and it's like, it just floods in, right? So, yeah, it's fantastic. So this worried energy and this place of being concerned and worried and guarded, they know that they need to leave this behind, and they are ready to do that. See, they're not confused anymore. Do you see? They are choosing this over this. They know that they did this because of their wounding, and they're going to talk to you about that. They're going to tell you, yes, I'm sorry I didn't do this sooner. I'm really sorry. And they're ready to stand up for themselves if they haven't been able to do that before. They're ready to, so that means by doing that, then they can stand up for your union. Okay? That's fantastic. That's powerful. Yeah. See the investment here? They have regrets. They're going to share that they regret the ways that they didn't invest properly in the past, and they know that that's why they failed and they didn't have the success that they should have had if they would have stayed committed to you. Okay? And that's why they had karma, but they had repeated this over and over and over in past lives. But in this life, for these counterparts and these unions I'm channeling, you're entering brand new energy that your soul's evolution has never had before, okay, in this plane of existence. Because we've lived different lives as different beings in different planetary systems. I'm talking about this one here in the earth plane. This is a prescribed one. It's a very specific one. It's very difficult because it's very low density. And there's a lot of different things that the being looks at in terms of the vibration and the codes, and how you kind of carry that through into your soul's evolution as you grow. Okay. So many of us are going to go back to those other ways of being after this incarnation, because we've succeeded and will have succeeded in clearing the karma and doing what we need to do to be free of this part of the universe. I don't know what else other word to use. And then we're going to be able to venture off and do different things. And I've seen for myself some of the things that I'll have available to me later on, and there's a reason that I'm here doing what I'm doing in this part of the world, because I believe I'll continue to be of support from a higher plane of existence later on. So when I say later on, I just mean like later in life, in my next life. So I'm very excited about that. So they know they were stubborn, they didn't always act appropriately, but they have an opportunity to reset this energy because they haven't lost anything. They've gained, in fact, financially in a way that is going to allow them to reset everything to then continue to manifest that beautiful life that you dreamt of as a couple. Because the elements are there. And that's why he didn't lose his standing. In fact, he gained. Because he maintained this heart space with you. He became more open to receiving proper messages, the truth here, and received the healing that you sent, however you sent it, however you did it, and it ignited this massive awakening for him. And he'll talk to you about that in the ways that he feels most comfortable, but he's a little bit shy because he feels silly that perhaps he didn't see this before, didn't understand it in the right way before. But that's okay. That's okay. We are going to be supportive and willing to listen. So, and if that's not you, that's okay too. Just release, okay? Click off. There's justice. Okay. So, justice is at hand here for those who have faced injustice. And because he's ready to stand up for himself, he will have this as that support. Okay? This being is going to be operating and travel timeline back and forth doing what it need. Sorry, it's coming in quick. Doing what needs to happen in order to make sure that justice does occur for you guys and for your unions and for your relatives, family members, friends, whoever suffered because they supported you in a way that was not fair and just. There'll be justice that comes in for all now, okay, and the truth. And that's the way that this operates is through truth, for the truth to come to the light. When I pray, that's all I pray for. I don't pray for bad things to happen to other people who have done harm to me. I ask for them to find their way through the light. I ask for forgiveness, and I pray for that for myself. I pray for healing. And I ask for the dark things that occurred to come to the light, for the truth to be known. That's not easy either, because once that starts to happen, then some of us are going to have to re-examine something that happened a long time ago that we've moved on from because we've healed. But if your choice is to come back into union with this person, you're going to have to re-examine things that have hurt you. And that's not easy when that starts to surface. Call in the violet flame. Just know that that violet flame is constantly going to be around you, protecting you through the fields. Nothing can hinder this, okay? And when you speak of it again, you might be triggered, but just lean into the emotion, do your callings upon, know you're safe. Know you're safe, okay? Because some of us have PTSD from this stuff. So there's that Lover's card. Okay, I'm just gonna, for the sake of YouTube. They're going to protect you and shelter you properly this time. They know that you've done this and it's their turn to do it. And they're going to want to show this to you. They want to prove to you that, yes, I can do it. And some of them are going to have to earn the trust of the counterpart back again. And they're aware of that. And they needed to rebuild trust within themselves that they can do this. That took a long time. Like I'm talking and I'm channeling for people who have known each other for quite some time, who have been on this journey for a long time. I'm not talking about people who have recently entered the stage of separation. That's not what this is, okay? And there are lots of channels out there, lots of twins out there that you can connect with that are in that stage. And I wish you all the best. And it's not to say that you can't gain or learn from the things I'm talking about. It's just that I'm channeling specifically for the people that are at this particular point in their evolution, okay? Whew. Very, very powerful. So they want me to close the reading here with some Sacred Destiny Oracle cards. Let's see what we've got. Yeah, see, release. Wow, look at that. the fall is going to be an opportunity for you to release. So we're coming into this part of the world for me in Canada. We're coming into the fall season. You can feel it in the air. You can, feel it in the temperature. The light is going to start to change, the daylight. So fall. So everything I channeled, the release, it's perfect. It's exactly what I was talking about. The release of old baggage, past baggage, the release of stagnancy, the release of not knowing the truth. That has, and it continues to be tempered here, but it's soon going to come to light, okay? And a lot of us are leaders here, and we're supporting twins in our waves that are perhaps struggling, a thought of giving up, weren't sure what to do. Hopefully these channelings are going to assist you in getting back on track, okay? So we're going to protect this release here. So just take in the codes. And look, good times are ahead. Look at that. If you accept this, look, this is what's coming. This is like beautiful, healthy, what is that called, that part of the world? The rainforest. Thank you. It's funny because I was in my backyard last night at some company, and we had a nice barbecue and a fire, and the kids were having a good time outside, and there were so many birds. And I love that because it's a sign of in my opinion, of health. Whenever you see birds, it tells you that your environment is very healthy and it's high vibrational. Okay. And there was an abundance of them. And of course, the longer we stayed outside and the more noise we were making, we didn't see them as much. I could hear them, but they were a little bit further away. But adventures are coming in for you, and it's going to be healthy this time. And the emotions are gonna pour in, and the divine will be there to hold your unions in a safe, sacred space to make sure that while you do this work, that there won't be any interfering energy. The karmic energy that operated the way that they did in the past, they won't succeed anymore in doing that in terms of an interference, okay? That's a thing of the past. Because these twins figured out what that looked like in each other's lives and released it, removed it. There's healthier boundaries. You've learned a lot. So the way that you see the world, the way you speak, the way that you function is very different compared to before. So for example, people won't be able to take advantage of you. People know that you only speak the truth now, and you only want good things in your life. You see? There's no more trauma. A lot of trauma has been released. Okay, there isn't worries so much in the from the past. It's more like nervousness about the future, and that's all very normal. Everyone goes through that. Everybody does. Okay, but you're ready. You're ready. Look at that. That's your beautiful timeline. It's clear. Oh, I just looked over real quick. Enlightenment, and look. Oh, sorry. Forgiveness and purification. So through the light, okay, you're going to be purifying your energy, and the potential is there. You have it. You can do it. Okay? You need to have faith. Throughout the next moon cycle, this forgiveness is coming in. Okay? You've reached the frequency and vibration within your third energy that is going to allow this to happen. And the divine's going to keep it safe. And your masculine is holding strong, powerful. He's almost standing up full. Okay? He's on his way. So let's lift him up because he's ready. He's ready. All right. That's fantastic. Congratulations, Divine Masculine. We're so proud of you. Divine Feminine, so proud of you. Counterparts, it's amazing. I wish you all the very best. Stay in the light and take the time that you need. And be kind to one another as you enter these stages of communication, all right? Wishing everyone a safe entry to school, back to work tomorrow if you're heading back to work, and we'll chat again real soon. Take care.